Welcome, dear friends, to the Royal Crown Diaries. Today we are telling you the full, wonderful, warm, and utterly charming story of King Charles III and Queen Camilla's three-day tour of Northern Ireland in May 2026.
What would you do if a seagull dropped something rather unpleasant on your suit jacket in front of hundreds of people and the entire press corps? Most of us would be mortified. Most of us would disappear as quickly as possible. But if you are King Charles III, you simply look down at your jacket, smile with characteristic composure, and say with a perfectly dry wit, "It's well it didn't land on my head." And then you carry on. Because that is exactly what His Majesty did on the second day of one of the most delightful royal tours of this entire year. A tour packed with ukulele surprises, Guinness pints, chocolate cake baking, Olympic gold medals, a royal tree planting, Paddington Bear statues, and the most genuine, most joyful royal connection with a community that you will see all year. Settle in. This one is going to make you smile. His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla arrived in Belfast on Tuesday the 19th of May, 2026. Their arrival point was Thompson Dock in Belfast's magnificent Titanic Quarter, one of Northern Ireland's most significant and atmospheric landmarks. This was an unannounced three-day tour, a detail that speaks volumes about the modern monarchy. No grand state fanfare, no weeks of advance notice, just a king and queen who arrived and got straight to work. Their very first engagement set the tone for everything that followed. The royal couple celebrated the announcement that Flead Cheoil na Hirian, the world's largest Irish traditional music festival, is coming to Belfast in August 2026. And in true royal spirit, they did not just watch, they played. Both King Charles and Queen Camilla picked up bodhran drums, the beautiful traditional Irish frame drums that are the heartbeat of Irish folk music, and played along with local musicians. For His Majesty, this was entirely natural, because as devoted Royal Crown Diaries followers already know, His Majesty is a man of music. He launched the King's Music Room playlist on Apple Music. He played a carrot with the London Vegetable Orchestra at Windsor Castle. He DJ'd at Aviva Studios. And now, he was playing Irish drums in Belfast. A king who does not merely observe culture, but immerses himself in it. Day one concluded at Hillsborough Castle, Northern Ireland's magnificent official royal residence in County Down, where the King and Queen held audiences, including a warm meeting with First Minister Michelle O'Neill. Wednesday, the 20th of May, and the day the Seagull made history. His Majesty was visiting the Pantry Food Bank at Donard Methodist Church in the beautiful southeast coastal town of Newcastle, County Down. He had been given the most wonderfully grounded royal task imaginable, filling boxes with bread, vegetables, tinned goods and toiletries for local families in need. He met volunteers, he chatted warmly, he picked up a toilet roll, looked at it thoughtfully, and told the volunteers with a perfectly straight face, "Very important." The volunteers erupted with laughter. And then, walking outside to meet the crowds of well-wishers who had lined the barriers along the main street, a seagull struck. From above, without mercy. The droppings landed on the bottom of his suit jacket and splattered those around him, including members of the press. His Majesty looked down, assessed the situation calmly, and delivered what is already one of the most quoted royal one-liners of the year. "It's well it didn't land on my head." Irene Martin, who witnessed the moment and met the King shortly afterwards, told reporters, Being hit by a seagull. It's supposed to be good luck," she added warmly. "We're so thrilled he's come to Northern Ireland to see us. It's really nice to see him in Newcastle." The king, entirely unruffled, continued his walkabout with complete composure. That is the mark of a truly great royal. Unflappable, warm, and always in good humour. While His Majesty was dealing with his feathered visitor, Her Majesty Queen Camilla was having a rather magnificent afternoon of her own. She visited Hillsborough Village in County Down, a place with the greatest royal connections in all of Northern Ireland. She met residents who lined the streets warmly. She visited local businesses. And then she walked into a pub. And she poured a pint of Guinness. Perfectly. The locals watched, the locals applauded, and one of them declared her an expert. Queen Camilla smiled her wonderful smile and said, with characteristic self-deprecating charm, "I'm not quite the expert, but my husband is." The couple then came together for the crown jewel of day 2, a magnificent garden party on the grounds of Hillsborough Castle. The king stepped out in a light grey suit with a crisp white shirt, ivory silk tie, and white pocket square. Elegant and perfectly summer royal. Her Majesty was stunning. A cobalt blue dress, a dramatic wide-brimmed hat, her beloved moth brooch, black leather gloves and bag. Regal and radiant. The garden party welcomed community heroes from across Northern Ireland, with a particular focus on those within the voluntary and charitable sectors. Forces personnel, frontline workers, extraordinary ordinary people. And then, in the green and beautiful grounds of Hillsborough Castle, the king picked up a shovel. He and Queen Camilla planted a Malus royalty tree together, digging the earth himself with a genuine gardener's enthusiasm. Because His Majesty's love of gardening is as deep and as real as his love of music. He concluded the planting by laughing and joking with military personnel, who thoroughly enjoyed his characteristic royal wit. And then came Thursday, the 21st of May, the final day, and the day that made the entire world smile. His Majesty's first engagement of the morning was at ARDS Allotments, a beautiful community allotment near Strangford Lough in Newtownards, County Down. And the story of this allotment is itself extraordinary. The founder, Maurice Patton, started it over 20 years ago, after watching a news bulletin in which the then Prince of Wales visited an allotment in Dundonald. He was so inspired by what he saw that he rang up the owners, asked questions, and started building. Today, the Ards allotment has more than 100 plots. A thriving community of volunteers, gardeners and growers, growing fresh vegetables and forging the kind of social connections that make communities real. Maurice and his wife Judith were there that Thursday morning to welcome the very king who had inspired them 2 decades ago. And His Majesty took the time to hear that story, to appreciate it, to understand that something he had done, perhaps without even knowing it, had changed an entire community for 20 years. He met allotment holders, including one run by NHS workers and another by Decorum NI, an organisation that supports former members of the security forces who served during the Troubles. Real people, real stories, real community. And then, the Loughries Men's Shed. Ukulele ensemble struck up, and someone offered His Majesty a ukulele, and the King of England, without a moment's hesitation, sat down and played. He strummed along for more than a minute, keeping up with the ensemble, in time, in tune, perfectly relaxed and thoroughly delighted. The crowd around him erupted in applause and laughter and pure joy. As he played, he looked up and told the crowd, There's a marvellous organisation called the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. It's fantastic. The ensemble invited him to their next rehearsal. His Majesty laughed with delight. Later that morning, His Majesty visited the Warehouse Centre in Newtownards, a former pub beautifully repurposed as a volunteer-supported facility providing free food and meals to people in need. And there, His Majesty put on an apron and baked a cake, a gluten-free chocolate cake, mixing the batter himself, chatting with volunteers. While Queen Camilla, at the same centre, learned about their blind date with a book initiative, where books are wrapped in brown paper so readers discover something new without knowing the cover. She praised it warmly and thoroughly. The final farewell came at Conway Square in the heart of Newtownards, where hundreds of well-wishers gathered to wave goodbye to their king and queen. Among the notable figures there to meet their majesties was Rhys McClenaghan, the Newtownards-born gymnast and reigning Olympic pommel horse champion, who brought his gold medal to show the royal couple. A hometown hero meeting his king. Queen Camilla stopped to pose beside a Paddington Bear statue seated on a bench, a beloved local attraction, beaming with complete warmth and joy. And in her most delightful moment of the entire farewell, Queen Camilla was presented with a vanilla ice cream cone from Cafolla's, a local ice cream institution founded over a century ago by Italian immigrant Giuseppe Cafolla. Michael Cafolla himself handed Her Majesty the cone from his mobile cart in the square. The Queen dipped a wafer into the creamy confection and said with absolute joy, "Can I stay here? Can I stay and eat it all?" She called it her lunch. She passed it reluctantly to her equerry, and then reached back immediately for another taste. And with a golden ice cream cone and hundreds of waving hands, their majesties bade farewell to Northern Ireland.